Hi all, it's Jason here from the JL&T Railway, and this is our latest layout update for those that are following us on the MRH Model Railroad Hobbyist forums, and also in our Train Life forums, and also on our YouTube channel. So we'll get started, and tonight we're going to be starting off once again with the intermodal area, and there's just been a couple little changes to this whole area. The first one you can see in the shot is actually this section here. This has all been added to the edge of the benchwork, original benchwork, and basically what's going to be happening is I've swapped out the graded branch that was originally going to run from the top deck down to the middle deck to interconnect the two, and that was this this line that runs around here underneath the highway overpass, and then around the back here, and then eventually behind this backdrop, and then would end up being a graded branch underneath the deck all around to the southern side, and would basically connect pretty much up over the back there somewhere. So what I've done now is that's now been replaced with a helix that will actually be positioned over here behind the southern centre peninsula, which is yet to be constructed. So this line now actually runs around here. I'm going to turn this into an interchange, so there will be a train staged behind the backdrop there, and then basically it will come out. This right hand curve turnout will be replaced with a left hand turnout curve turnout that will run across the aisleway here to the southern side of the aisleway, connect up roughly around about here, and then run across the back over to the back there, and where this staging deck is here, and then that'll actually run down and then into the helix in the back there. So this interchange will most likely at this stage either be a CSX or CP rail, or some combination of something around that, around the East Coast railroads. So yeah, basically the interchange will take this new line here, curve back in, and then hook back in up on this curve up where I've got the Reading locomotive sitting up there. So that's it's pretty much the changes for that bit. I haven't done too much scenery wise. Been running a few op sessions in this area, as you can see by all the trains and locomotive staged in the area. Moving along here, the two Bowser Alco C630s, one with Tsunami Sound, one without. They've been getting a run on the layout. Really excellent locomotives, very happy with them, and a nice addition to the Reading fleet. So they've been going really well. Just a general mixed freight staged in here that's been used to do some switching manoeuvres back to the Bapham area, so the oil terminal. Nothing's really changed with that, haven't done anything with that either. Another little short trailer train set up here. As I said, just been testing things out, testing links out of passing sidings and stuff like that. Moving around here to the Bapham Plastics area. So this will be one of the major industries on the layout, just something a bit different, that's what I haven't seen before. So the manufacturing building's down the back here. It's the main manufacturing building with a liquid chemical unloading facility used in the production. Silo over here, which is for plastic pellets loaded into covered hoppers. And then basically warehouse and retail building here, and there'll be storage area all through here, like yard. So yeah, everything from bulkhead flats to covered hoppers, box cars, tank cars, you name it, will be going through this. So yeah, the passing siding running down here, then the Bapham spur down here, and a couple of loading tracks. It's the intermodal entry exit in through there. As you can see down the back, I've got the Reading coal train all hooked up with the 3GP40 -2 lash ups, all Atlases. Front one, which is 3673, is a with QSI sound. Pretty awesome locomotives, those things. I'm very happy with them as well. Slowly getting up a nice little collection of Reading coal hoppers, ranging from 100 tonne, 70 tonnes, and the 55 tonners. Got another 6 more of the Acura ones on their way, so should be good. Moving down to the southern side of the layout, just more industry in through here. You can see the staging spur that runs down the back here, so that will actually be about 10 feet long. There'll be 3 tracks for staging there. You can see the JL&T module in its new position, so that won't be seen from this side because that'll be behind the backdrop, so there'll be industry around here, major industry all along this peninsula, railway station down the back there. On here what I'm going to be doing is there will be a backdrop that basically comes out on here on a little 45 and then runs back all along this centre peninsula, and it's about 12 inches off the back, so there'll be scenic railway on this side and also scenic railway in the back. So just basically on this section I've got to do the put the plaster work down on the plywood for the base, finish off the backdrop the whole way along here, and then connect it down there. As you can see, that's the last little section of bench work that I've completed down here. So all the framework's in, that's all ready to go. Just got to put the plywood down on that once again. To access the southern side of the centre peninsula, I've got a duck under, and as you can see, this is the start of the duck under here, and basically walk through there and then around the back, and then basically you pop up in this back corner down here. And what I'm going to be doing is, you can see this little nib wall that sort of runs down through here. The middle deck, which is positioned roughly around about that line there, so through that height, will actually finish before that nib wall and then run back on the other side, and there'll be another little swing bridge from the back wall here of the centre peninsula to the back wall over on that side, and then it makes basically this whole duck under here, so from top deck height to bottom, which is quite high. It's quite easy to walk through, even for myself being 6'2". It's quite easy to get through, and what we'll actually do is we'll just go for a quick walk underneath it now. So yeah, as I said, it's quite a relatively quick duck under. And then basically what we do is we just pop up in this little section here. So there's my little computer work desk there, which will eventually be in the middle of the helix. And as if you have a look on the ground, on the concrete here, you can actually see the curve of the helix running around there. So that'll be the outer edge of the helix. So pretty much all this space in here, which is quite wide, it's about 4 feet wide, that'll all be open access. It will be a crawl under for that section, but the crawl under will only be to the height of the top of that desk, so hands and knees crawl under, but a relatively easy one. I know it's not perfect, but it'll do. So there's the staging area along the back wall here, which will end up being 3 tracks, and there'll be another track running along this edge that will eventually drop down and into the helix. So as you can see, the JL&T module in its new home, so that will be its position, and then basically what will happen is where the line off that, the little spur line that comes off there, will actually eventually keep running through, as you can see with the pencil line. Backdrop's around about here, and then that will just punch through the backdrop and into the other side. There will also be another short spur line that runs down along here, basically curves down along there and then back down all the way down to that end, with the backdrop on the left hand side of that, and that will all be industry as well. So from within this position, which is on the southern side of the centre peninsula, you'll probably be able to get 2 operators in here, one for the dispatcher in the middle of the helix and the JL&T module, and then also one working in here, which will be able to work all these industries on the back, and also the little staging deck here, which is about 6 inches wide. So they'll be able to work that, and I plan on having shelving up above the top here, which will house some rolling stock and stuff too, and they'll be able to make up trains here and then basically bring them out into the layout at op sessions. So this is actually a bridge. It's all timber. My father actually built me this, just because he wanted to, because he's retired now and he likes woodworking, and he basically built it for me for something to do when he had some spare time, and it's come out really good. I'm really impressed with it, and hopefully I can use that in my middle deck down on the logging mill area or the mining area somewhere, a nice big creek or canyon scene. So we're trying to incorporate that somewhere on the layout. And then turning around, as I said, the JL&T module there. This computer desk underneath here will actually house the computer system for the layout, so that'll hold the the JMI stuff and also the Dakota Pro stuff eventually when I get it. So the spatch will be able to sit in his little cubby hole in here and dispatch the whole way out from in here in his little nook, which will be quite good. And yeah, so that's pretty much about it. As I said, there's the latest lot of bench work that I finished the other day, so that's pretty much all the major structural framing for the layout done now. As you can see, if I sort of pan back a bit, in here is a doorway that will actually have a solid core timber door in there. So the layout will actually have the roller door on the front of the shed plus a solid timber door, and then that timber framework that's basically this stuff here, that'll also be clad all the way down to floor level. You can see the bottom plate down the bottom there, so that'll all be clad to help seal off the layout room completely. So with the mezzanine level above, and then the front sealed up, and then what eventually I'll do is all these back walls, I'll have insulation in between the wall spaces too once I get all the wiring in, the electrical wiring. Once that's done, that'll be clad with drywall and plaster as well. So that's about it. So it's slowly getting there. So that's about it for the update for the moment. Hopefully everyone is enjoying following along as we continue to build JL&T and slowly getting there, making some good progress now, and hopefully within the next couple of weeks we'll actually start to see some scenery done, now that I'm sort of getting a bit closer to that stage. So that's about it for the moment. So I'm going to sign off now, and I'll see everyone on the MRH forums, the Train Life forums, and on our YouTube channel. So thanks for following. Okay, bye.